just take your jacket off. It comes. I just got a lot of sight. Okay, now the honour of being best man, as most people know, was probably bestowed upon me slightly later in the day than you would normally get. But I didn't want to let John down. I wanted to come up here and say a few things for him, hopefully some of them nice. So what I decided to do was pop down the shops and get myself a book, you know, about being the best man. Give me a few tips, a few of the things to say, because I usually struggle for words. Anyway, the problem is I'm not the strongest reader, but lucky for me, John is. So I had a word with John. I said, I've got this book, but I'm not the greatest reader. And he said, well, I'll tell you what, Damien, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, he said. I'll lend you my most favourite book in the world. And then what you can do is read 3-4 pages of that every day for a week. And before you know it, you'll be able to read anything that comes your way. So John lent me his favourite book. Now, I don't really mind, it's just that the carry bag he gave it to me had a furry set of handcuffs and the strangest rosary beads you've ever seen. As luck would have it though, he's told me I can keep it because apparently he has the pop-up version. Now, this is going good, isn't it? I should give up now. In this book that I got, the best man book, it said to me you should start with a joke. But if I'm perfectly honest, I don't think I can. Because when I saw Emma walking down the aisle today, I must admit I had a real lump in my throat. It's been really emotional. Even the cake was in tears. Anyway. In this book also it says that the best man's speech, because I didn't want to go on too long, he said that the best man's speech should last no longer than the groom's love-making prowess. To John and Emma! I'm only joking, we don't get rid of it that easy. Anyway, I have to say, it's a real honour to be standing up here next to John today on what is one of his and Emma's most important days in their life. I'm glad he's trusted me. And the main thing about John is I've always seen him more as a mate than as a cousin. Whether that's still the case after we finish the speeches, I don't know. But we'll have to see how that goes. Now, as a mate, John was very, very eager to let me know that I wasn't second best. You know, he didn't want me to make me feel like I was the second choice. Now, apparently that was Graham. Then there was Pat, Lee, there was Gerald, there was a postman, some fella who works with his dad who's got a limp. But after that, apparently I was right up there, so thanks John, you're a diamond. I appreciate that. Now as best man, one of my jobs today is to point out the absolute obvious. And that is the fact that I'm sure there's no one in this room today who would not admit that Emma looks absolutely fantastic in her wedding dress. Now, if I'm honest, that isn't the only bit of congratulations Emma deserves today. Because she's also managed to get so many members of my family, not only in the right place, but at the right time today. Because I must be honest, I still remember my cousin Breda in the blue over her wedding. And we just got to the bit in the ceremony where it said, does anybody know of any just cause or impediment? When suddenly there was a knock at the door. Now poor Breda, she was suffering from nerves that day anyway. And suddenly the door opened slowly and my Uncle John's head popped round and went, hello! And he walked into the room with about 15 other beaux. By the way, Harvey, at that point that was your just cause. Sorry mate, but it's gone now. So I think, Emma, that's also something that you deserve a medal for today, so well done. Now, I'm getting to the point of the speech where really I should probably embarrass John. But I can't. Because if I'm honest, I've got a lot of admiration for him. and I'm slightly jealous. I mean, look at that hair. I'm not talking about his eyebrows now. I mean, let's look at the hair on top of his head. It goes all over, down his back, down to his ankles. Now, it's a trait that runs in the family because when I was at Audrey's wedding, another cousin of mine, I had the pleasure of sharing a room with both him and Patrick. And after the wedding, I woke up in the morning and to see them both getting dressed there in their coats was a bit like a scene out of that film, Gorillas in the Mist. Now, if I'm perfectly honest with you, Patrick has changed a lot in their days. He really looks after himself now, and to me, he has become the symbol of being metrosexual. For my uncles and my dad, that's nothing to do with making love in the back of a small hatchback. But what that actually is to do is embracing modern male grooming, not being ashamed to look after yourself. And this is something that he could certainly help his older brother with. No word of a lie, we were getting dressed today, and he took his top off, and I thought he was wearing a stag vest. He'd done his shirt up about 3 or 4 buttons. I turned around quickly and I thought the little fella out of Diversity was stuck. But I'll be honest with you, Pat, I don't think clippers are going to work on that, mate. But as luck would have it, I work on the golf course. So if you need to borrow a strimmer, just give us a word and I'll lend it to you later. Now, I think it's also a good point to point out what a great job little Jamie has done today. Yeah! Oh, yeah, yes, he looks absolutely brilliant in his suit.